Hi, Kathy. How are you?
I'm good, Ken. How are you?
All right. I'm
The
just
expenses. Oh, expenses year to date was $19,903. Year to date profit, hold on. Year to date profit was 18,800, and we had a loss of 1,023 this year. I know you did a lot of weddings too. That's what between the donations and the weddings. I think you did over 16 weddings this year. Or should I say last year? So that's where the profits came in mostly, you know.
Although I have to say, Kathy and I have been working on wrapping up the fiscal year, not only for this meeting, but we also have to report our stuff to the government through Russ, our lawyer and tax person. And, I want to thank everybody for their monthly contributions because it did help us a lot. And we've been getting a lot of contributions from, and I have to drill down more from this company called Faith Guild. I had put us on the corporation's list in terms of Candid, CANDID. And it was a company that you had to be a part of that to be a part of Amazon Smile. So that's what I did. And then all of a sudden, and that means that corporations, if they're looking to donate at the end of the year, as all of them have to do, they'll look to the list of nonprofits, perhaps even in their area. And some of them have chosen us. We've gotten close to $500 one time and, 250. So I want to make sure this year that I'm not double counting it in the sense that the things that come from Facebook, PayPal is different. PayPal, when people donate through the website, that goes right into the bank and I see it. Facebook does send a check, and I'm not sure if that check is part of the corporation company's check. So I have to tease it out. But I would say that we did get, I would say, close to $1,000 this year from corporations. Unbeknownst to us, we don't know who they are.
You froze again.
Oh, am I frozen? Okay.
Better. No, it came back. It's all right.
All right. Yeah. So, that's something that I've been doing behind the scenes. The other thing I did was, just like Amazon had that smile, Walmart had the same thing. So what I did was I signed up for that for Walmart, and then they put me through their corporate people, so that we could get donations that way. Now, I did put in for a grant. We didn't get it. They invited us. They said people who get grants are known to Walmart. So they're suggesting, as they did from the beginning, that we take a table in front of Walmart with who we are and let people know and collect donations that way. And the more we do that, then corporate Walmart will be inclined to give us money, close to $3,000. So they basically said, and I can forward that email to everyone, that it's a matter of let's get to know you and your organization before we just give you money, which makes sense. So that's something maybe we could even consider doing in the spring. I'll see which Walmarts are open to that because they have a list. You choose one, and maybe, for morning or an afternoon, we could just go outside with a table. We have a banner and all that. We could just represent who we are. The other thing that I signed up for, and I saw it on their site, was, I forget the name of it. Jan, do you remember the name?
Of what? Oh, Benevity?
Benevity, yeah. So I signed up for that. So that if corporations want to give us donations, once again, they could go on that
And
list.
something is echoing.
Yeah,
There's,
you got
there's a
echo.
big echo right now.
Oh, okay, Jan, you may need to put Yeah, there we go.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So we may need, so in other words, that's another group. So we're in Walmart's corporation, we're in Benevides Corporation, and we're in this company called Candid Corporation. So we'll see what happens in addition to monies. Also fiscally, one of the things that I did was I went through the entire expenditure and I cut out close to $1,500 from our expenses. Anything that hasn't panned out within the last 2 years in terms of either people coming to us for weddings or people coming to church or donations, why pay for it? It's not worth it. So I cut us out of a lot of things. And I think the last tally, because I threw another one in last night, was about 1,500. So that should offset an unfortunate occurrence that I see happening, and that is the lack of weddings this year. I have three pending weddings, but I believe only, I think Kathy, what is it, five?
5 or
Booked?
6, yes.
Yeah, five or
Confirmed.
six booked. Yeah, that are booked. So if that's the case, we will be short about $4,000 from our budget because the wedding, as Kathy was saying, makes up the majority of the money for the parish. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Things are dribbling in. I just got an email today from a same-sex couple asking if I would marry them. There was a couple I'm meeting with tomorrow after Mass on Zoom, and a couple that was at a wedding I did last year who asked me to marry them. They're away. They're going to let me know. Um, there is also potential of a couple that I am marrying out in Long Beach. Family lives in Wanto. I met the mother and the father of this couple, and they're very interested in coming to one of our masses in February. So they may be coming with the daughter who lives in Chicago, I think it is. They're coming to visit them, so they may all come as a family. So we'll see what happens. But any feedback on the finances? Anybody have
And
any?
it just crossed my mind that when you were talking about the same-sex couple, where I go to my doctor, it's right, I exit the parking lot and the LGBTQT, all the initials, their office is right across there. Have you contacted them to let them know that we're open to this?
Yeah, Kimrick is the president of the LGBTQTI in Suffolk County. I've reached out to him through Facebook personally, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, it just crossed my mind.
Yeah,
I
think it may be something political where he may not want to be affiliated with an independent Catholic church since he's very connected with Dignity, and Dignity is the Catholic version of the LGBTQTI community, even though Dignity's theology is that of the Roman Church, and that is you can't get married. They won't marry in the church because of that. So we are on the radar for that news. That blurb that I have on the website was the interview that I did on the LGBTQTI's radio station. And I may reach out to them again and ask them if we can get another segment in that day because they really enjoyed it. So, yeah, there is a company, I dropped them though. They were like close to $1,000 for the year, and it's just way too expensive to connect with them. We didn't get anybody, So right now, we're advertising with the Knot and Wedding Wire. Those are the two things. And believe it or not, we've
Mm.
been getting a lot of requests from the website, our website that then connects to my wedding website. So we'll see what happens. I also think it's
Okay.
the economy. I think people are not
I think so
willing to
too.
spend that much money on a wedding, and but we'll see. But thank you,
Okay.
Lynn. Thank you. Anybody else have any feedback on the finances? All right, so an update on Montour Memorial Community Church. I saw on Facebook a posting from Reverend Garner that he's retiring at the end of this year. So I reached out to him and gave him our best wishes and asked him if we could kind of talk. So during the week, he sent me an email thanking me for the best wishes. And during the course of that email going back and forth, I just said to him, what do you think is going to happen to us? Because, I'm not sure if everybody's familiar with the Protestant churches, the people run the church. So, for example,
Right.
they have deacons and trustees at WMCC, and they hire and fire the clergy, and kind of set the tone for what happens. So, in our conversation back and forth, he said to me that he doesn't think that his retirement is going to impact our presence there because everybody except one person voted for us being there. I'm not comfortable with that. So I had said to him, is it possible at some point for me and whoever wants to join me to sit down with their leadership so that we can kind of have a conversation, a question and answer? I said, which I'm not unfamiliar with. I said, we did it at the Presbyterian Church, and I spent 2 hours with the PRC, Plainview Reformed Church. They grilled me for 2 hours, and when we were thinking about being there. And he said, no, that would be good. He said they have a board of the trustees deacons election meeting in March. So he thought that that would be a good time for me to either come in with whoever wants to go with me, and we can kind of present ourselves. I mean, I would like, if possible, to have something in writing. So at least
Yeah.
something, not anything strenuous, but simple stuff. Like you've all seen
Mm.
whatever I've sent out, basic stuff. But if it's at least in writing, where we would be notified, beforehand. I would just hate to go there on a Saturday and be told, can't come here anymore.
This is your last
Especially,
Saturday.
yeah, especially that we may have some potential with people coming from the Wantar community and even thinking about doing something since it's such a populated place to do something for the wellness fair again this year using their space that would at least right now would be free of charge and it would be
Mm.
indoors. So, that I kind of left it open with him. He's going to be there to December 29th, so at least we know we have that. Having, as you all know, gone through several non-denominational churches, let alone the mainline churches, which don't even want to touch us with a hot poker. He was the only one who responded. Well, there were two that responded. He responded positively. The evangelical pastor responded negatively because of our stance on same-sex marriage and our stance on supporting the immigrants coming into the country. So it would be hard. It would be very hard, I think, for us to find another place to rent. So, I mean, I don't want to create anything right now. I don't want to jump the gun right now, but I'm just letting everybody know what's going on so that we could start thinking. I mean, we could return to what we had started, and that was, maybe once a month, spending time going to whoever's willing to host us. We could do in the nice weather outdoor masses. We could do various things in the community, in your communities, because I really think, Reverend Charles joined us Thursday for prayer, and he was saying that for the first, now they've been in existence, I think close to 10, 15 years, and they finally have reached $30,000 in their bank. They have 35 people coming to Mass each week, and they have close to 200 people registered as parishioners. And they've also been highlighted a number of times, as you've seen on Facebook, by by Rhode Island. They've been in the local paper, and there's something about living in the same place where you have your church, and that's what they all do. But there's no reason why we couldn't build a community in Wantor, and by having things and getting our name out there. So just want to throw that out. That's what's on the horizon. I will start looking again, and if you have any time and want to start looking again too, not that we would jump anywhere, because I think this is probably the best situation we've ever had, but just wanted to share it. Does anybody have anything they want to, any feedback?
And I have a question. Could you refresh my memory? Did you reach out to the ethical humanists in Garden City, or yes, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
And they said no?
They said at this time they weren't renting to people, so they said no.
Okay,
That's
that's a
the
no.
same answer I got from the community church down here in Dix Hills. They
Yeah.
had a bad something with the group that they had rented to, and that their group had decided they weren't going to rent in the future. So,
Mhm. Yeah. But what I did do, which is strange, I kept the folder of all the places that I was printing off the computer. So I'll go through that. Not like I said, I'm not going to start calling or knocking on doors, and see what happens. Hopefully the board of trustees remains unanimous, and continues to vote us on. But like I said to him, let's have a question and answer time, because that one person who didn't want us there may have some questions for us. And it's usually because we're Catholic. That's the problem. And they want to know what that means, and would it interfere? I know PRC's major concern was, would our presence there be a wedge with their relationship that they have with the Roman Catholic Church? And I said, look, we're not looking to take anybody's membership, nor are we looking to start a war with Rome. Most of the Roman priests in this diocese I've gone to school with. I know all the bishops. They all went to school with me, and we've never had a problem. We're not, we preach the message. We're not here to create wars with people. So we'll see. So, anything else on that? Anybody have anything else on
No.
that? For Holy Week, I did speak with Ron about that, and he was very open to us celebrating like we did last year, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and the Easter Vigil. So what I had shared with him, and I said I needed to run it by the council before we make any definitive decision, was last year we had all the services at 7:00. So that was, to give everybody a chance, whoever was working, to be able to come home and kind of whatever, and then come to the service. So I was thinking, now the only night that I won't be able to do it at 7, it would be cutting it real close. because I usually look up when Holy Week is, and I didn't this year. And I actually booked the wedding on Holy Saturday. But Holy Saturday wedding is at 5:30, and it's in the Bourne Mansion, which was across the street from St. John's Episcopal Church. So I think I will be done with that wedding by 6, and I should be able to get to the church by 7. So I was wondering if we could have the vigil at 8 o'clock instead of 7. This way it gives us a chance to set up, and and it could really be a beautiful experience like it was last year. So does anybody have any? So it would be Holy Thursday and Good Friday would be at 7. The Easter Vigil would be at 8. I will create an outline of what needs to happen at the Easter Vigil so that everybody has an assignment. I think it'd be a lot easier this year too, because let's say if Kathy takes the altar, the setting up of the altar, instead of running into the sacristy and back and forth like last year, everything could be laid out on those pews that are already in the sanctuary, and the lights are right there. So you could throw the lights on, and Anne could throw the lights on in the back.
I don't think so. I made a mistake last year.
No, because you could be stationed in the back row. It's all on one panel. It's 2 switches in the back, and
Okay.
it's the panel up
Just
front.
give me a little signal. Now is
Yeah.
the time. Go like now, Anne.
Yeah. No, we'll have the outline. We'll have the outline, and they'll even rehearse it real quick after Good Friday so that nobody is taken aback.
Sounds good.
But
And no bell.
no, we don't have any bells this year.
Okay.
And I just have to
Oh, you
figure out
didn't
the
like
fire.
jumping up and down on that bell,
I
Lynn?
did. I loved it. But, it was cute.
Yeah, it was. I wish we had the bell there, but every place we were at, we had something different. So is everybody okay with Holy Week and the times and everything?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So I'll get that approved by him. He said there would not be a problem at all. I didn't put it on the agenda, but we have a long story, so I won't go into it. Just to say that Catholic Diocese of One Spirit, CDOS, has been disbanded. Decided as the principal bishop that there was actually 2 offers on the table for membership. And there was the Inclusive Catholic Church of North America, ICCNA, who we now belong to. And we are an incorporated church institution in New York State, which went through with a breeze. I don't know how that happened, but Russ worked wonders. He got it within a week. So we are now part of the ICCNA. It is part of our website. So if you go to our website, there's a separate page for it that explains who we are. And St. Teresa's decided to go with us as well. So right now it's St. Teresa's, it's St. Francis, and Louis Chevelis, who we had ordained, consecrated a bishop. He's interested in remaining with us under the umbrella of ICCNA. I did get 3 calls. One from a person in the West, Matthew Suckin, who I met personally at one of these conferences. Really nice guy, very, very progressive in his theology, like we are. He's got a parish, and he said he would be interested in joining the ICCNA. There's also a sister, Kathleen, who is a Franciscan sister who lives in Texas. And her mother is dying, so she's coming to, I believe, Ohio. And you may have a contact out there. So she said when she gets here to Ohio, when she comes to Ohio, she's going to reach out to me because she would like to be affiliated with our Franciscan group since she's a Franciscan nun, as well as St. Francis. And of course, anybody that's part of the community is also part of the ICCNA. So there really is nothing different for us, but one of the differences in the bylaws is anyone who joins as a clergy person has to have an active ministry. They must belong to either a faith community or be willing to be a part of a faith community, or have like a chaplaincy ministry. But all these guys who were just doing weddings for themselves, that's not going to fly. Not going to accept people. We're going to have our first meeting in February, and as part of that, part of our board. So what I'm going to present to the board is anybody that wants to join us should come to our meeting and be vetted at the meeting. Everybody could ask questions. They could have their questions answered. If they need formation, then Charles and I will perform the formation for them. But we're going to tighten up we're going to tighten the gate for people to come in, not lock the gate, but tighten it and set some boundaries and some guidelines. Because, I was getting calls towards the end from people that got married who now want a certificate, want to baptize their children. And nobody was ever telling me anything. The only person that shared any wedding information was John Trabina. So I was like, this is getting crazy now. So yeah, we got rid of CBOS. So any questions on that?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right, the wellness fair. I haven't had one in a while, and I think a lot of it had to do with space and whatnot. Do we want to have such a fundraiser? Do we want to do it as we did in the past? Do we want to do something different? Um, I think, like I said, we could have. I haven't been in the hall at WMCC, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty big from pictures that I've seen. There's a full kitchen there because they have some dances and stuff where they make their own food and stuff. Or if we got food, we'd probably be able to eat it up. And I'm pretty sure they would give it to us either at very low cost or nothing. If we do it when Ron's still there, we'll probably get it for nothing. What do people think?
Well, Ken, the last one that we had when we were in Plainview, did we really make any money on that? I mean, there were very few people that showed up that day. And did we make any money?
No, we didn't.
I didn't think so.
We didn't make any money because, first of all, I think the weather was horrible.
Right.
We had the added expense of the
The tent and all that.
tent and all that, which my therapy company donated. But I don't know. I also think the location. I think Plainview was nice, but the location is not like it is here, where we could let the Cahys know and all the restaurants know that we're there. We didn't have anybody. It was all really a residential place.
Right.
We had a lot of people, believe it or not, that came. I don't know, Lynn and Kathy, if you were part of the parish then. We had close to 100 people when we were
Yeah,
in Melville.
yeah. And actually, that's when we got in, the last
Right.
one.
Right,
Mhm.
right. So I
You're
think
talking about
that,
the one at Plainview.
yeah, the one that we
Okay.
had, because we had the one
Yes.
outdoors that didn't do well. We had another one in Plainview that
Right.
did
We had two at Plainview. One was
so-so.
in the basement, and
Mhm.
then the following year we had it with the tents.
And then the
Yeah.
one in Melville, which was our first, was really the best. That we had over 100 people come. Now,
Oh,
at
good.
that time, they were also doing their pumpkin and fall festival and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But I think I think this may be a better spot, and I think the people from WMCC would come to. because
Yeah, I
they
was going to say that.
actually, yeah, because they actually donated about $300 worth of gift certificates for the toy drive that Ron
Oh,
forgot
wow.
to give me when we were there, and he actually mailed it to me, and then I shipped it off to Family Service League. But I don't know. I'm just thinking that out of all the places that we've been, this is probably the best place for publicity. Now, does that mean
Yeah,
people
I
will
was,
come? I don't know.
A lot more businesses, a lot more
yeah, there's a lot
businesses
of
in this
businesses
area.
around that we might be willing to donate baskets or, whatever to
Mhm.
get their name out. And if we could get WMCC to, also come in, we might make out. Especially if, as you say, the weddings are not that great, we're going to have to come up with some kind of revenue source.
Right.
So it might be a good idea.
I
Mhm.
think it might be a good idea to do it again and see,
See how we do.
I think
It's a new
we have-
location.
yeah, I think we have to do it with a little bit more forward planning
Yeah.
in advertising, not even so much getting it, but the advertising for the businesses in the area,
Mm-hmm.
because some of them are really well known in
Mhm.
the area.
We belong to the Wantor, I forget what it's called, Business Association on Facebook. And I actually was communicating with the woman who's in charge of that page. And she said that, it's like a once or twice shot deal where if we were having something like that, she would put it up and make sure it was the first thing everybody saw when they went to their page. And it's all the businesses, I think, in Wantor, Merrick, and Wantor, and Seaford, I believe. I have to look and see, but I mean, if we're going to do it, if folks are interested in do it, I would ask that we have, a group of you being willing to kind of take the ball and run with it and, kind of lead it. I can't at this point with the practice
Well,
booming
why
as
you
it
can't
is.
carry on one more thing?
You're not doing enough.
So, I mean, Kathy Enderly has what we've done in the past. We have all the people that were who
The
came
vendors.
and the vendors, yeah. And Jan has the ideas for the baskets. So I guess what we would need is reaching out to the businesses in those areas, or at least calling them, or you know, going around in the flyer or something like that and seeing who'd like to make a donation, thinking about how do we want to have a 50-50, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I would say if we're going to do it, and it sounds like everybody's interested in doing it, that this group be the ones who kind of take charge, whoever wants to kind of make it happen. I'll talk to Ron
Yeah.
and see if we can get it. We just have to come up with the date we want to have it. Want to do it in the fall or what have you?
I do have a suggestion. I don't know if you want to wait till the fall. Do you want to wait that late, or do you want to do it in the spring? If it's in the spring,
Well,
we
I
got to
would
work
think there's
fast.
a lot of planning.
Yeah. So if it's in the
Yeah.
fall, then we have to, and I would say, to figure out when in the fall, especially if
I
he's
would
going to be
say-
leaving at the end of the year. That's the only reason I'm saying that.
I would say
Mhm.
early
Do it like
fall.
September.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
was going to be my suggestion, Kathy, like shortly
End
after
of
Labor Day.
September, middle or end of
Middle to
September,
end, right.
Yeah,
because it gets busy. October is crazy. There's all sorts of things.
craft fairs and all of that
Mhm.
kind of stuff.
We could kind of start it.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we wouldn't need a rain
Yeah.
date if we can get inside. I'll
Mhm.
find out what they have I'll see if they have anything planned. I mean, I could do the inner workings of the place, but
Okay.
all of the coordination, if that could be done amongst yourselves, whoever wants to be the leader of that and kind of coordinate it. I mean, that could even be stuff that gets spoken about since most of us are there at the monthly live mass at the what do they call it, fellowship.
Mhm.
Uh, or calling a meeting, whatever. I mean, whatever you need to do, feel free to do it. So, all
Well, I
right. So
think
we're
the
looking,
first thing we have to find out, Ken, is whether or not Wanta will allow us to use their hall. And if they have anything planned,
Mhm.
so we don't.
You gotta figure out when too, because that's what you want to kind of pinpoint a
Right.
date.
Yeah, mid-September to the end.
I would say the first date would be mid-September and a rain date would be towards the end of September.
September. Yep. Agree.
Well,
I'm going away to Europe for 3 months. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
if
I'm
Take
leaving.
me with you.
I'm going for a 2-month cruise.
Take me with
Me and
you.
Mo. Me and Mo.
Oh, you're leaving Ken home, huh?
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm home
I'm too
fending
busy
fending the
defending the fort.
fending the fort.
Do we have, Ken, what was the website with the list of vendors in Wantagh that you mentioned before?
The
Did you say that
The
we belong?
Wantagh Business Association?
Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
let me see. It's on Facebook, and
Mm-hmm.
we're a part of it. Let me pull up my.
Because we could start with flyers. I mean, those little things that you put on your lawn signs are expensive, but we can print out a bunch of flyers and ask people to post it in their businesses in Wantagh.
Yeah.
especially there's so
The
many
surrounding.
stores in that area.
Yeah. And we
Yes.
could,
I'll volunteer to do the flyer. I'll do the flyer. I'll volunteer for that.
Okay.
I'll definitely do the baskets. So
are you
those
going
are
to
two
do that
things.
on your way to your cruise in Europe?
Yeah, I'll do it before I go. I'm
thank
not
you.
that kind of person. I take care of things before I do any.
Oh,
Before I
you're
take the
very
next
nice.
steps, I tie up
I
everything.
count on you.
It's my staff.
Labor
My
Day
staff
is
will tell you
early
that.
this year, ladies. It's the 2nd of September.
What?
Labor
Labor
Day
Labor
is
Day.
September 2nd.
Yeah.
So school will probably start shortly after that. So if we
Or
looked at
before.
well,
Yeah.
most of the schools start
Didn't
after.
you just say it starts late? It starts the 2nd of September. It's the first
Yeah,
week of
that's what she
September.
No, she said early.
Early.
Oh,
Yeah, it's early. It's September
Yeah.
2nd.
so that doesn't matter.
So
that's
if we
good.
looked at like the 14th or the 21st,
Mm-hmm.
this way the kids will have got, nobody's going to be running around trying to get the kids back to school and all that kind of nonsense. And they would have time,
Mm-hmm.
to go, like everybody's trying to get books and everything else right after they go back to school.
Mm.
So like we could look at either the 14th or the 21st as an option if
Potential date.
anybody is.
Is that a Saturday? Those are Saturdays,
Those are
right?
Saturdays, yes.
Yeah, we usually have it, and then afterwards we would make that the live
Mass,
mass
yeah.
in case anybody would
Mhm.
want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So usually we do 10 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should do this on a separate meeting out of here. So I think if we just,
Right.
figure those are the target
Yeah.
dates, then move it from
Yeah.
there.
I think Ron, if you would talk to Ron, Ken, and see if they have, we don't know if they're doing anything.
Right. Yeah, I'll ask him if the 14th or the 21st is open.
Mhm.
Ask him about the hall. I didn't want to do any of that till we had our meeting to see.
Mhm.
So we could do that. And then I'll look for the Facebook page, what that was that we're a part of. And
Well, I could search it. It's the Wantagh Business Association. I'll search it.
yeah,
And I think we should, before then, if everybody's on board, I have a suggestion. I think we should invite the congregation to some kind of a fellowship with us
Mhm.
to thank them. You know, we never really, I mean, I don't think we ever really had a melding of the two congregations. And I don't know if it's a little prayer service first and then a little fellowship, not mass, because excuse me, I don't think that's a good idea, but a little prayer service or a little something like that, music and prayer, and then maybe towards the spring, maybe for the beginning of the spring, I don't know, to just kind of, so they see us, that we don't have horns coming out of our heads and we're not
Mhm.
devil worshippers or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fantastic.
I
Yeah.
think that's a great
Um,
idea.
I mean, we could even take one of the Saturday live services and make it that and have maybe some pizza or something in the back where
Mhm.
those who want could either come just for the fellowship or they could come for the prayer.
A little prayer, a little,
Yeah, maybe I'll ask Ron, maybe we could put together like a ecumenical service.
wouldn't that be
And
nice?
yeah.
That would be really nice
Yeah.
between both groups.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep. And another question, I know we should have another meeting for the wellness fair, but for people who want to be part of the wellness fair for tabling, will there be a charge?
We should charge them. Yeah, they were okay with the charge. Kathy, what did we charge them last time? You remember?
Well, I don't remember. It was either they'll charge it, or I think a basket if they want.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
either a basket, if I
Basket or-
remember
It's either
correctly,
a
Kathy, it was
donation of a gift, yeah, a donation of
a
a gift,
gift
or
basket, or, because some of them did do baskets.
Okay, got it. Good.
Mhm.
I think it was
Yeah.
$35, I think.
It was $35. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Or a basket equivalent to that or something.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
And
Thank you.
no, not a problem. All right. So is there somebody in the group that wants to take charge as the chairperson for the wellness
And
to kind of coordinate?
And the worst organizer.
Ann's probably as busy as Ken is, from what I know.
Well, just the grandkids will kill me. But I certainly wouldn't mind being, taking on a
I
big
mean,
role.
we'll help you, Anne. I think you're very organized.
No, oh, you're wrong. You're supposed to ask Ken. I
So
know.
I'll be the chairperson of
Where
this
is our
committee.
Zoom?
But be
No?
careful. That's all I'm gonna say. Remember,
What was that?
I'll be the chairperson and run the meet. I'll run it.
Okay,
Oh,
and
okay.
I'll help you 100%. I
We'll
will
all
let you
help.
have me. I also
Yeah,
have
we'll
ideas
all
for
help.
Well, there won't be,
tabling.
if you guys don't help, there won't be anything up to
And
say.
for the fellowship thing, I'd be happy to help with that. Tablecloths get
Okay.
there early. What are we thinking? Did you say March? Did you say that, or am I
Well,
hallucinating?
what I wanted, let's
He has to
see.
talk to Reverend Ron.
Yeah,
March?
let's
No, he's
see.
gotta
Oh,
talk to
okay.
Ron
Talk
first.
to Reverend Ron.
Yeah,
I
what
think
I
that's
wanted,
really important.
Yes.
what I'd like to do is talk to him, and maybe when if we get invited to their March meeting, we'll have a better sense as to whether or not they're going to be working with us or whether or
Right.
not we're leaving at the end of the year as well. If they feel that they would like us to stay, then I would offer them something in the spring, maybe in April, to come and share in a fellowship with us,
Okay.
ecumenical prayer and
Because I think
fellowship.
Easter is early too this year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, when
it's
is
at the end of
April
March.
20,
April
the
1st.
20,
It's
31st.
the 30th.
the
March
30th,
30th
yeah.
is Easter.
31st, right?
No, it's the
31st.
30th. The 28th of Friday. I think that's Good Friday. Let me just-
Right.
Easter Sunday is the 31st, right?
31st. Yes.
It's that
So that
weekend.
gives us-
Yeah, the 29th. It's the 28th, the 29th, and 30th and 30. So the 30th is going to be Easter Vigil.
Okay,
The
it's that
vote.
weekend.
Right.
So
Right.
that gives us the whole month of April to set something up.
Right.
Definitely.
So hopefully I'll be invited to to meet with them sometime in March, we'll
Mhm.
know. But I think we should plan something in April, take an April
Yes.
Saturday evening.
Yes.
And I'll find out if they have anything going on in April so that we don't interfere with them. And then just, have an invite where folks can come.
Great.
And because I think, we're small enough that we could even use the meditation room, kind of
Probably.
gather and pray in the back, and then
That's
have,
very intimate.
yeah, have something to eat afterwards. Nothing, fantastic. We could do some salads or pizza or something like that. Um, and do a meet and greet and invite
Mhm.
them,
Mhm.
Mhm.
which would be
Oh,
nice.
what music do they have? They have an
Yeah,
organist, right?
yeah, they have an organist.
He's very good, so.
He's very good. Yeah, but I don't know. It's quite expensive. Because
Oh, okay.
I asked him if he would play for us, and he said we probably couldn't afford him.
To be honest,
Yeah,
Well, at
to be
least he was
honest,
honest.
yeah,
so, they meet on Sunday, so
right.
it may be a possibility that he may want to do it on Sunday to have more people come. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I'll throw it out to him and see, because we may even want to. Well, I wouldn't want to infringe on their service, but maybe we could host their fellowship
Yeah,
after their
Yeah.
could
service.
host their
Let me
fellowship.
talk to him
Sure.
and see. I'm sure
Okay.
Because they have a
he'll
lot
have
of
some
people that
ideas.
come. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we'll do
yeah,
a
they do.
breakfast then. It'll be bagels and stuff like that.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. So let me
Whatever
talk to him
works.
and see. I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea.
Okay. All right. We can do that. And yeah, we'll work on that wellness fair. I think it's
Okay.
good. The wellness
Yeah.
fair is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
well, I'm recording this, which is good. So, Kathy, I'll send you a copy for the minutes.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to look for the Facebook page. I'm going to talk to Ron for the wellness fair dates, and the ecumenical fellowship, either Saturday or Sunday. What else am I going to do? Jan's going to chair the wellness. And you and I guess, and whoever else wants to help can do the ecumenical service once we
Absolutely.
know.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I'd be
I'll
more
help.
than happy to
I'll be-
help.
Me too.
okay.
Are you all planning on coming to the live mass when
On
we
the
have it this month?
27th, I will
Yeah.
be in Ohio.
Okay.
Can I,
Okay.
when is that sister going to be in Ohio? Should I reach out?
You're
Yeah,
funny.
I don't know. She told me she would let me know.
Okay, let me know.
But
And also, what part of Ohio? Ohio.
Yeah.
yeah,
Makes a big
I don't know.
difference. Yeah.
All right, let
No,
me
the
know.
only reason I was saying, because what we could do is we can come up with a date, like where we could start having like meetings, so we could talk about it at that. I thought if you guys came to the
Yeah.
live mass, we could talk about it then, but
Right.
Let me
we'll
know.
come up
Let
with
me
another
know.
one. Yeah.
Okay. That's
We do
my
have
other grandson's birthday.
we do have 2 live masses in February.
Mhm.
One is I think one is one is our regular one, and the other one is for the first Sunday in Lent,
Right.
because Lent starts. Now, I'm not doing an Ash Wednesday service because nobody came last year,
Yeah.
and I had to cancel patients, so I don't want to do that. But we were invited if anybody wants to go. Ron is doing one at, I believe, 7 that evening. I'd like to join. That's usually my prime time for patients. So
Sure.
Ash Wednesday is a rough one, but I'll be taking Holy Week off that Thursday, Friday, and well, Saturday I don't work. Thursday and Friday I'll cancel patients so that I can be around and set everything up and stuff. It's just Ash Wednesday is, unless people are going to come, it doesn't pay for me to take the day or half a day.
No.
No.
We'll do that. All right. And also with the live masses, if people could please try to attend that would really be great. So that we could be present and get our name out there. Even though we do the bulletin towards the end of the month for the next month. If you're wondering when the live masses will be, on the calendar on the website, there's the bulletin page, there's the calendar page. On the calendar page has all the masses, all the prayer services that we have. So what I could do is I could update the calendar by putting live mass so that you'll know in advance, when it is, and you could plan on attending it. That would really be great. And of course, when you're reading or acolyting, that would be fantastic.
You said there's 3 in February?
There's
Two.
2 in February, the
That's what
10th
I
and the
thought, there were 2.
24th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the 10th
what I
and the
said.
24th.
Right. So 10th and the 24th, right?
Yeah.
And then just
The-
one
the
I
large,
first-
think I'm reading for
the
both
third-
of them, aren't I?
Yes,
Okay, that's what I thought. That's
And
why I
then-
got confused when you said 3.
no,
No.
only 2.
yeah. And then this month there's only the one, the
Right, the
27th.
27th.
Right.
Who's reading for that? Lynn?
Hold on, let me see. Lynn,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I
And
thought.
if,
Oh,
I
on
think if she
27.
said if you couldn't do it, you would do it, Kathy?
Yes, I said if Lynn couldn't do it, I would.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm still not totally
Okay, that's fine.
healed.
That's fine.
Lynn, did you ever hear from your friend? Are they still interested in coming to one of our services?
Yes, so what happened was about the time she got sick, I got sick, she got sick, she and her husband got sick. So I'll just put it out there that she, that we will have a live mass on the 27th and see what she says. She was
Okay.
interested.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I was just going to drop them a note because I thought I would have seen them somewhere along the line. But I'm going to drop them a note anyway, just thanking them for their generous donation to the toy drive. And, just kind of let them know if they want to talk to me before they come, or that they're more than welcome just to come and see what we're like.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll drop her a note. I'm on Facebook with her, so I see her postings and she sees mine all the time.
All right, great. All righty. Anybody have anything else that they want to share?
No.
No. Okay.
And if you want to do any of those masses with readings, I just did them because there was nobody else doing them. So
Sure.
Oh.
it's up
Which
to you.
What do you want me to tell me which one? I'll do it.
Well, I'm doing the 27th, the 10th, and the 24th. So if you want to
So-
take any of those, let me know.
I'll take the middle one. How about that?
10th?
February 10th?
Okay.
okay.
I didn't want you to think I was stepping on anybody's toes. It's
No,
just there
it's
was
not
nobody
your
else doing
fault.
them.
It's totally me dropping the ball, Miss who you think is organized, This no, are you kidding?
I have
Lynn.
given up on trying to figure out one way of communicating with everybody.
No, because I'm a lousy emailer. I'm a great texter, lousy emailer.
Although I did see Kathy Schumacher signed up for Facebook.
No, Kathy Schumacher has been on Facebook. My son
Oh,
set it
okay.
up, but I don't know how to get on it. So
Oh, all right. Because I
You can
I
do
was on
reached out to,
Facebook years
You're
ago. and
appearing
I've
all over
never-
the pages. You better be careful. You're appearing all over the pages then.
You're kidding.
No, it's true.
but anyway, so we have Messenger, we have email, we have, what we probably should do is just create a group text.
I was just
Oh,
gonna
yes.
suggest that.
Oh, yes,
Just
Yes.
that, yeah. Why
I would
don't
love
do
that.
I would love that.
Okay.
I'll
We'll do-
send, well, I was
We'll
gonna
do
say,
the-
I'll send an email to everybody asking them for their telephone number so I could do them via text. So read your emails if I send it to you.
Okay. You got it, Kathy.
Poor
Yep.
Kathy.
Yeah,
She's
so we'll
trying.
create a group text because we are, besides us, there's of course John Tribina and my cousin Gloria,
Sure.
who I don't know what happened where she was. She's at a meeting somewhere because I saw in my email, Gloria's at your meeting. So,
She's
but
not here.
if you're not here, we are the ones. Oh,
Texted me. I texted you, but you don't pay attention. Nobody around
Well-
here pays attention. I don't know. I'm gonna have to whip you all into shape. That's all
All
I
What
gotta
right,
say.
happened?
Jan, you do
I'm
that.
kidding. I'm kidding.
No,
No,
you,
she's
we
not
need
feeling well.
it.
She's
We
not
need
attending.
it, Jan.
Oh,
I
okay.
need it.
So she's not coming. She's not sure who that is. Oh, so somebody might have hacked her. Oh, that's not good.
I
Anyway,
understand.
so so it's just us, John Tribina and Gloria. Dr. Lessa, I don't think is going to be part of our community any longer. We have not gotten a donation from her in about 2 months. Russ is doing his own thing with his wife and his daughter who are very sick. Um, I think that's about it. Tom has uh, left us and
Oh.
didn't really give me a
Oh,
specific, yeah, he didn't give me a specific time if and when he was returning. So I left it open-ended. I said, you're more than welcome to come back. You're more than welcome to be a part of our community. When you're ready to minister as a minister in the community, let me know. I'm going to have to talk with him before he ministers again in our community because it takes a commitment. And that's something that the ICCNA was saying as well. We have to be committed to being a minister, not an easy calling. And that's one thing that I'm asking is a commitment. And if you're not able to do that, it just puts everything in the lurch. So maybe be a part of the community and not necessarily a ministerial leader of the community. So I don't know. The door is open. John will join us when he's feeling up to it. John is a little different story, of course. But that's kind of where we stand with Tom and John, and who knows, maybe these other folks would be interested in serving us. There is a fellow who lives in Brazil, who I know from the seminary, who went there and is there with his wife and his children, and he was interested in coming to say mass for us on Sundays. So, he may be able to do that. Joe Daly is a very good friend of his as well, so they've been in communication. So there are some people in the wings that may be interested in joining us. But once again, I think if somebody wants to be part of the community, they need to be a part of the community, and then the community needs to call them to spiritually minister to them. Not a done deal. Just because somebody is ordained or wants to be ordained, the community, as the early apostles did, the Acts of the Apostles, has to identify that person as a spiritual person and call them forth for ministry. All righty,
Ken,
so that's the
going
State of the
back-
Union.
We were going to try and get together with the folks from St. Teresa's, and that kind of fell apart because of COVID. Is there any thought of that happening in the
Well,
future?
now that we are part of the ICCNA, Charles and I were talking about that, and we were saying that maybe when we have our quarterly meeting can take place in Long Island, and they would come, and then another quarterly meeting would take place in Rhode Island, and we could go visit with them. So, if it was us visiting them, we could do it on a Sunday after Mass and then go to their Mass and then have fellowship with them in our meeting. But we want to be able to visit each other, and they're very interested in that as well. The key people from St. Teresa's are, of course, Charles, a deacon, Kate, and Charles Dwyer, Charlie. And there's one other person that just joined them that's very strong themselves. So when we meet in February as the ICCNA, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about getting together. So usually I go to visit them at least 2-3 times a year, but I said maybe we have the meeting because the other person I'd like to consecrate at some time is Charles. I think he's he's a very holy spiritual man. He's been running and leading that community where it almost fell apart when the bishop abandoned them. And he's very well respected by the people. Even the other independent clergy in that area. There's a lot of them in Rhode Island and Boston. Would be
Cool.
yeah. So we'll get together. We'll do both. Come here, we'll go there, and it's a nice little trip. It's not far actually from the ferry. It's maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's not
and an
bad at
hour
all.
to the ferry. Yeah.
Let's just go when it's warm.
Yeah.
That
yeah, we could
ferry
do
in the
that.
winter is really bad.
Oh yeah. Anybody else have anything before we close?
No.
Righty.
No.
Well, tomorrow we have mass at 10 for those who can make it. And then on the 27th, and we have some work cut out for us. Thank you very much for all that you do and for your dedication
you.
to this community.
Thank you for all
Thank
you
you
do.
for all
Yes.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Have a
Alrighty.
great weekend, everyone. See you
Thank you
tomorrow.
too.
Yeah,
Okay.
good night.
Good
Good night.
night.
Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Good
Thanks,
night.
And
everyone.
everybody feel better, please.
Bye.